even
beautiful.
bumper stickers for us. Yeah, just for like like advertising, man.
I think the digital logo will be the most important. So you can put them on your page. YouTube, Insta, digital logo.
Yeah, right. Someone else. Oh, you're recording now.
Yeah, but then that's look, we can obviously edit. It's just like a warm up. You can't just start.
So we can do, and then we can just cut it.
You know what I mean? So I was just thinking like we can
So
just
first of all, what are we gonna start?
Look, our podcast name is Everyday Struggles.
the EDH podcast or so.
EDH
What does
podcast.
that mean? What does that mean? for you?
The everyday struggle. You know what? Now thinking about this podcast, I was thinking a lot of like the Voices of Cape Town, man. That's also not a bad
What do you
name.
mean? Voices of Cape
The
Town?
voice, like each one of us have our own story and we represent a part of Cape Town. Not only us, everyone has a story, you have a story, everyone has a story, man. But very much it's like, for me, it's like, you watch a reel, you watch something on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever your platform is. It's relatable, man. It's like, and you have the ability to go through it and stuff. And often, sometimes, besides it was funny or local humor, we watch stuff that's in America, man. You know what I mean? Whether it's Joe Rogan, Candace Owen, and
But look,
so for
I hear you now. Sorry to break your voice. Everybody's going with gender-based violence or GBV for ladies, man. So what is the struggles as a man? That is something that is important, man. Because people, yeah, like if you think about it, a lady can say, put your finger in my ear, rape a guy because you're putting a foreign object inside a woman. I mean, my dad's a cop now, or ex-cop, recently a cop, a detective, FCS. And he advised, or he told me, boy, don't put any finger or foreign objects into a female, then you go to prison. That implies rape. Plus, the thing is this, man. They lay a case against you, you go straight to prison. How fucked up is the justice system then? There's no facts, evidence, there's nothing. You just go straight to prison. Up until you proven innocent. Or
but it's the
proven.
crime that we're in at the moment, no? It is the crime, yeah.
And
I
that's
remember many years ago with this Me Too movement with the Harvey Weinstein and stuff, there's one female lawyer was like, yo, we literally have to actually have a contract, man, where a woman will sign and give consent. So if I maybe sleep with a girl tomorrow, she can't turn around and say, rape me because you want to exploit me. So then, here's a contract, you sign it, you said it was okay. Like that is the literally that is where they were so scared that she's gonna go to, because people obviously, it's the same with the Black Lives Matter, people now take advantage. I know it's an American issue, but it's very much the same everywhere. You start the cause and then people exploit it, man.
Yeah.
Because maybe there are women that does get abused. Not maybe, they are. But now tomorrow, a woman at work don't get away with Joshua or Nicholas or me or Damien. And then
a man.
or a man, yeah. And then all of a sudden it becomes a thing, man.
But you need evidence.
Yeah.
You know the reason why you get locked up is because of the evidence.
You need evidence, yeah.
So when you go to the police station with your evidence, they lock you up. Just for the evidence.
Yes.
Then you go
But it's
prove that evidence is false.
But you're still in a holding cells, man.
You must
You don't go to
know.
prison,
Yeah.
but you're in a holding
and not
cell.
that,
still.
also like it's very much your reputation, man. If someone comes tomorrow at work and say Tino sexually harassed me, just make an example. That's my reputation, number one. Number two is like, yeah, but I don't have evidence. You were in the stock room when we done it. Understand? There might not be evidence, but already there's a case. When you plant the seed, then it's like, but Tino is a bit, it's always been very friendly with the girls and stuff. You know what I mean? Always making inappropriate comments, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, we need to. So I think, and that is the struggle of a guy.
And that is where my thing comes in, everyday struggles of this podcast. As not of a to get back obviously to the point now, as the struggles of men, because everywhere is just more about women, kids, but no one realizes the struggles of a son, a father, a single man, a gay man, a husband. Because you solely just, your characteristics or what they bookmark you as, you are provided. You need to do
So
this.
what would you say is your biggest struggle as a man?
As a man, well, it's hard for me to say now. But I can't tell you because that's you asked me a question I can't even answer.
We can get back to you.
Yeah,
You can get back to me.
Yeah, and yours,
I think for me, I think people disregard men's mental health a lot. In other countries, they take it very seriously. But I think in South Africa, where we from, it's frowned upon. The man come out and say, yo, I feel this way, whatever, like, grow something.
Who frowns upon it, the woman or the man itself?
Society.
Society also the prison.
Even us men will be hard on each other.
More,
I think a woman, if you come to a woman and tell her, she will probably even listen to you and she will like sympathize with you. It's even us as men that will frown upon each other. Like, grow something. Get over it. ABC. You know what I mean? But I think everyday struggles, like a lot of men go through mental health. And like he's saying, it's because of the everyday struggles. It's the things that you have to do every day. You must be a provider. You're expected to be strong. You're expected to deal with loss maybe in your life differently to how female would, for example. Which you shouldn't be. You should be able to deal with the way you do. But they expect you to be just, you know?
Do you feel like a salary bracket also falls in that? Like if you like for some men it can be my wife or my partner out earns me. You know what I mean? It can, because we're very much moving into a climate where it's easily a woman can be more of a provider than a guy in a lot of ways.
But that's a different struggle, man.
But that is still part of a mental health, you know what I mean? But it can still kind of affect the ego as a guy where it's like my wife is earning 20 and I'm earning 10 and you're like, yo. Because low-key you feel like, you know? Look.
But isn't it also where you come from?
What do you mean?
I think in the type of community you come from, the type of culture you come from.
True.
You understand? Because not all cultures will see as that if a woman earns more than you, it's a problem.
Yes.
But mostly in, you see, previous disadvantaged groups, we'll find that the man must be the provider, he must earn the most money. You understand?
But I don't think it's...
Where in other cultures you have a father that's looking after the kids at home. And it's normal to them.
Yes, but
the wife is working in income.
But I mean, on that now, I don't think it's a you talked about previous disadvantage. Maybe we all previously disadvantaged.
That's what I'm saying.
So on what you said now, look, to answer the question, I feel exactly the same. Mental health, right? Because there's times when men go dark, you know, and no one is talking about it. That's to answer my question.
What do you mean go dark?
Like go dark meaning
like in a dark space.
Yeah, like you know, you
have a
distant
moment
from everyone. There's some men who's contemplating about suicide, you know, and no one is talking about suicide rates in men. They're talking about kids and you know those kind of things.
But you'll see most.
To my knowledge, of course. Look,
you
can fact check me.
Most of suicidal rates is in men.
Is it?
And less in women.
Now look, why is it not brought
the
up?
interesting thing is I mentioned this before I was speaking under curriculum. I mentioned to my mommy, and the thing is, doesn't mean a woman doesn't think it. They might not act on it, but they know they're loving for more than themselves. They have kids, they have that. So you can't also say that because maybe there's a lot of times a woman feel like she needs to commit to suicide, but she has a responsibility to ABC. Whereas so then we can go in another direction to say like, because that's a woman's point of view, right? Because us as men, we look at the statistics and we like, yeah, there's more men committing suicide than women. But you know, women can say, yeah, but we can't. We have thought about it, of course. We're depressed, we're lonely, we expect, because women also have struggles. I'm not here to advocate for women, but they also have struggles. You know what I mean? They might be a mother, they might work.
Even single moms.
Yes, I mean,
need to be
if you go into someone's house and the house is untidy, who are you going to blame? The guy or the woman? You expect the woman to kind of be untidy, but yo, did you see? Your wife can't even clean. Yo, you come to food, you go to work without food. Who do they charge? They charge for female. Like, why is the wife cooking in food? Like, I've seen that over the years, so I think we need to also kind of be like.
I just think, no, a woman, we know exactly that they are more emotionally inclined to deal with things, and they are more emotionally attached to everything. That's what I know. Like, females that deal with, like, they're emotionally attached to everything, which means they are mentally affected way more than we are. Definitely.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think the men that we have today is not the same men that we have 20 years, 30 years ago. Men are softer now. Men are dealing in different scenarios. Back in the day, you found more men, plumbers, electricians, working in an environment where it's predominantly men. They know how to deal with all of that. Whereas now, you have men working in offices. You have men working in female roles. You're being treated in a different way. You know what I mean? So now, you deal with a whole different, like you're saying, like the bracket is different. Even with the financial circumstances, men were predominantly going out there and earning the bread. Women were not even working. Now you're in a situation where the woman is now more empowering than men and in more better positions than men. So now as a man, you're positioned different to how your grandpa was positioned now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's our mental now is shifting.
It's that famous quote, no? Hard times create hard men create easy time create tough times, and tough time create soft men.
You know
a circular man. I probably didn't say it in the right order, but it was
We're just
circular.
dealing with a different time.
And on that, you can even look at football now. Alright? So the way that what's that guy's name? Your captain. No, not that captain. Yes. Maybe if you look at them how they played football. They tackle the man and then they get back up. Now you see Bruno. My leg.
Yeah.
Softer men, different times. Harder men, different times. So
Yeah.
if you're going to football again,
And can I pose a
clearly,
question?
yeah.
Do you think because the men are softer, the woman needs to be harder?
But then it comes back to that time, man. No,
But answer the question to you guys. Besides the time, you feel like because men are softer now, woman has to stand up more. Whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's with anything, they need to put themselves in a stronger position because of the men that they deal with today.
No.
You don't.
I think a lot of things that this happen, the current climate, a society based, no? Like I've been saying for a long time, is even as a young father now, the first 6-7 years you will raise your daughter, you instill values, you instill character, but what will eventually happen is after a certain age, you stop raising your kids. Your kids then get raised by social media. Come on guys. That very principle that you instill in the kids can be turned around within 10 minutes. Remember, like if you take it back to caveman time, we all tribes. So this is a tribe over here, right? But as you get older, you want to move out to your tribe, you want to expand, right? So all of a sudden we are social beings. So now all of a sudden your daughter goes on TikTok and she sees what's trending, and all of a sudden, oh, this is the idea. You know what I mean? And then she follows that idea, and I think that's very much where to bring it straight back to where we are now. It's very much is like you could earn 60,000 rand tomorrow, 100,000, and it will still be okay, not for you if you want you to work. Because why is it letting the independence go? Whereas back in the day it was, no, her place is a nurturer, she's creating a home, but very much now it's like, no. Woman empowerment. So I think very much it's a society thing, not because men are necessarily soft. I think there's a circumstances that's now pushed the narrative. Because,
Nicely said, man.
yeah, well, that's my opinion.
I just don't know what people's thoughts on that. Since we are all now talking about that.
I'm married. I've also been raised by a superwoman. I think everybody has. Right? My mommy was always strong. She didn't have to become stronger. You know? My wife is strong. Because there's things that she needed to, that she went through, that I couldn't even go through. You know? There's things that my mom still goes through, but they're not as, how can I say?
Like, you know, they say, like, sometimes your mom has to wear like, for example, almost a single parent.
Yeah.
The father is there, not like it's a support.
Yeah.
But in your term, she raised you basically.
Yeah.
So she had to wear basically both pants.
That's the thing, man. So mommy or woman was always strong. They just didn't. Mommy hid it better.
So you say
When daddy breaks down, you know, daddy, or not my father. I'm like, I'm talking about in general. Like, men, like, you always see, like, hey, when I witnessed it, hey, got drunk. Or going out with the bros. What is the?
Six.
Six.
So what? Oh,
You know what I mean? So mommy was always strong. Woman was always strong.
Yeah.
So actually what
Why
we
do
say
you
is
think
women has always been strong.
Yes.
So what? Then in turn we can say maybe men has always been weak. Back in the day, like we talk about the movie Fences, no? Or Denzel Washington. You see how he moved. Very hard guy, didn't show affection. Drank every Friday with a friend, slept around. That was his escape. Today in a society, maybe men don't do that. We cry, we moan, we go to social
So
media.
there's different ways of
The way we express ourselves. So
different ways.
so
of
maybe it's exactly the same. It's just the way we do it is now. I think woman has always been strong, like Nicholas said. I mean, if we have to talk about the upbringing, the four of us, we will probably speak more about our mothers than our fathers.
No, but I'm not saying that they've not been strong back in the day. What I'm saying is that your position, you know what I mean? Like, for example, a man was able to go to work and just to provide. Yes, he has to deal with certain things, of course, and maybe deal with it worse than what a woman does. But I mean the positioning of a woman now. I just feel like sometimes a woman has to wear more pants than before. Yes, she deals with things much better, and I think women always deal with things much better. Your mommy was always strong, but I feel like when you position yourself in certain things that you didn't have to before, it makes you stronger, man. That is what I'm
So
asking.
you were saying women are going more towards that now than before?
No.
I think they have to position themselves in a lot more areas that they didn't have to before, man.
Like what?
Like for example, like there was always maybe for example a situation where there's way more single moms now because of like social media and women not sitting around waiting for a man to do
But
things
you
for
think
them.
that's a good thing?
So they do. It's a good thing, but I mean they now have to position themselves in a different pants. For example, if they say, you know what, I'm not gonna wait around and let the man do something for me.
Which is right.
I'm gonna go and get my license. I'm gonna buy myself a car and drive myself. It's before the father maybe is always the guy with the car. Simple things, but this is just the dynamics of things.
But they
or
choose to live
go
like
get a career instead of having a guy provide and you be the nurturer.
But I
There's
don't-
a certain
But I
balance, man.
I don't think that's harder though.
I think it's better.
I think normally with
It's
love,
better.
I think with freedom, generally with freedom is there's always more struggle with freedom.
But if you look
Because
at
we
it,
have the response. It's very much, sorry to cut you
No,
off,
no,
but it's very much easy. Someone puts you in a cage in a box and they say, you can't do ABC, there's only 3 things you can do. Because now you have an excuse not to move forward. Now, like I heard the other day, up to the 70s, women didn't have their own bank account. That is crazy, that is 50 years ago.
Oh, wait.
Women never used to have. Maybe exception to the rule, but generally women didn't have. Now all of a sudden, women can vote, they can work, they can get a license, they have their own bank account.
Yes.
Now there's no more excuses of, and that is added to social media.
But-
Because why aren't you going to get the carrot?
sorry Tino man, and I don't want to be that person because on every news show, radio show, or any show, they always blame a partner, right? But that's the reality, man. Like gangsterism. So mommy needs to do that because there's no daddy. Daddy got shot, or son got shot, or joining gangs or whatever, due to the economic crisis as well. So they have to do that because back then it wasn't as much as it was now than then. You know what I mean? You know, yes there was gangsters, yes there was crime, but not as on a higher scale like it is now. So now that is not there. So mommy needs to do have a license. Mommy needs to have 2 or 3 jobs or have a side hustle. You know? So
But you
And
can.
the opportunity is also there, man, and that's that. So I agree exactly what you're saying, but if opportunity is there and you don't take it, the onus is on you, whereas before it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I said there is, with liberation and freedom, there is more added pressure also.
But-
Because clearly, if you're not disabled, why aren't you going to the gym? Why aren't you doing more for yourself? Why aren't you taking for the walk? Compared to someone, for example, who's in a wheelchair, they can fight to the wheelchair, so you make not make excuses, but that's the reality of it.
I was, like you said, people continuously blaming the past it, no? Like you said. I think we can stop down the amount of years we in the democracy or the ripple effects
It's
of
still
it.
new.
Do you understand? That's why apartheid was an architecture. It was a system that was made to control people. And the after effects you can still see today.
Yeah, the government.
That's why they knew.
The government started that.
They knew. Okay, we give him freedom.
It's gonna lot of generations.
We're gonna give him freedom, but there will still be effects.
Of
The bad,
generations. For example,
the bad effects will still remain there.
the alcohol
The
system.
drinking, the top system they had before.
Yes.
It will continuously show in the years to come. Because mommy goes to work, they give you a bottle of wine, it was like hundreds years ago. Talk about 100 years ago.
That's your
That
pay.
will continue because you learn things on from your
so it's a
parents.
cultural thing.
So
That's a cultural
money is
thing.
just like a denominator, no? But if you take money out of it, what do you? Let's say for example, you earn, and now you want to reward yourself. You go buy a dope. Like, if you take money out of it, They could have literally
They
just
still
gave you
do
the token
it.
and-
You will still see
And you will
people.
still see the reward in it because you're still taking your money and you're going to go buy it.
You will still
So,
see people of color doing
it's
it.
still something that people will go to go reward themselves
Selves.
with, man, instead of going
But
empowering
But it is
themselves.
crazy. Actually, so some not given hard reason. No, someone where they say, no, we used to go throw your chick. Right next to that, there was a bottle store.
Yeah.
And it's very much like you go throw your chick, you go to the bottle store, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
they took the
That
they
is
took the
crazy.
ATM out of the way, and someone will come to the bottle, just come out of the shop and say, "Here's a bottle, man."
Yeah.
Leave
So
your money.
basically what they
It's
do-
the same system.
And very much, I actually think that's what they do. Recently,
They
they
even
said,
had beer halls, man,
yeah,
in the past.
when they actually say South Africa had created, during apartheid, created the perfect system that the government went to go study how, I think America done it. So they took their principles and they enforced it. That's why Daniel said it was like architecture basically. It wasn't just, oh, we're going to do this. It was
They knew
architecture and they knew exactly.
How can you give a beer hall in the city? So that time you never had, you weren't allowed to have shopping. That was an illegal thing. And a
yes.
tavern. That's illegal.
Like
They used to have their own beer
Like what?
halls in the
Cinemas.
city. Their own beer halls used to have in the city. So the people of color, when they go from work, you must drink in the beer hall. And where's that money going to? Back to the government. You see what they done?
So government
They-
don't smokies.
Yes,
Nee,
they used to have their own beer halls.
Basically.
And used to make money from people like
So you
black
work
people
for
and
them,
colored people.
you work for them, drink for them.
Yes.
To work again. As
To
a
work.
kid, as a
So
cat
you working
cycle.
for them, to drink for them, to work
Yes.
for them. Like,
Oh,
but I want to
cat,
pose the next topic.
You will live in the Cape
And-
Flats. You will live in the Cape Flats and you will take a bus for 40 minutes and a train to work. And who's making the money?
And
But
still-
all of a
tax-
sudden, you
and
should
they're
not.
still taxing you.
Like all of a sudden, they even should happy now. Conversating when there's beer.
Nah, I don't think it's a
No.
beer.
Kak, man.
I-
I don't know.
But it's alright.
I
But
feel
it's
very,
alright.
very, very much Daniel's like not Daniel's stream of conversation. Like we talk about football, we talk about music and stuff. You know,
It's very good history.
Yeah,
history, especially South African history.
Mm,
When he comes alive in his
Oh,
life,
yeah.
history and beer.
The next thing I want to ask you, Damien, going now, moving forward now, you obviously know what happened now with this Trump situation. So just to give background to the viewers, so what happened with Trump now is he's accusing the Venezuelan president of dealing with narcotics
Okay.
and
The cartels.
the cartels, right? So he's taken upon himself as a first world leader to go and, how can I say, prosecute the president, but he kidnapped him. So they, like he explained, what he explained was he actually been practicing for months. Him and his team, there's the exact building where the president is in. They've built a replica of that building, and they've been training on how to infiltrate that building for months. So he said he's been watching, like we watch a Netflix series. He's been watching his team actually run these drills of the building. So the day when it happened, there was nothing that anybody could have did. It was
So it was a routine.
it was a routine for them to get him and snatch him and everything. So now, what we're seeing is on the internet or whatever, we obviously need to understand more of it, but what we're getting from it now is that there's another side to it, which is the economic side of it. They are saying that he did it to benefit from the oil.
Yeah.
Of
Because
course.
apparently Venezuela is the country with perhaps the most oil. So now they're saying that he's doing it to get economic advantage over his allies, not allies, his rivals, which is China and Russia.
The BRICS.
Yes, or BRICS. And he's also now looking to infiltrate Greenland because that will allow him to be closer.
Norway will never allow it.
Yeah, he wants to be closer to Russia and India so that he can, Russia and China, he wants to be closer because he wants to get advantage over them in the economy. And South Africa is obviously part of BRICS. And we also now obviously need to make a decision because the world is going to a point now where you need to cut yourself. You know, South Africa is all about being a peacemaker. You know? But I think it's getting to a point now where you have to decide now.
Either black or white.
You need to be black or white. That's what
There's
I'm
no
getting
grey
from.
area.
I'm getting-
Okay,
so,
so what's the question?
so the question I want to ask is, where do this put South Africa in the economy?
I can answer. South Africa is already part of BRICS. So South Africa's allegiance is already with Russia and China.
Okay.
It's the reason.
And Iran, and the Emirates, and Brazil.
But that's the reason also why the Russians and the Iran and China's naval warships is for a military drill in Simonstown.
Which we doubt. I doubt that's true.
Look,
It's
you
true
can't,
to
you
a
can't say
certain
it's not
extent.
true or true.
But
you know?
there's always something.
But
They're not going to expose everything, obviously.
but the thing is this, man. What Joshua just said now about the oil, but it's actually for the drugs. Why didn't they do the same thing to get what's that guy's name? Who was in the lower cartel in Mexico. So you're telling me you can go as a president of the United States, you can go to any country in the world and go get a drug dealer. Come on, pal.
Yeah, it's international, breaking international.
And is repeating itself, man. Libya, Afghanistan, it's all oil-based nations. Come on, man. You invading someone because it's terrorists or drug dealers now. All of a sudden, now you wanna.
Even like the World Trade Center, no? Like it's like well documented that wasn't done by Osama bin Laden.
It's a chess movement. I think it's Trump trying to set up America for generations
But
to come.
do you feel like a chase Trump, man? Like if you take not to be a conspiracist, but like the president normally is like just the face of the. But obviously,
You need to consult with other people as well.
that's my point. No move he can make, and yeah, sure, there's people in his cabinet that will disagree, but there are other people that's higher than him that would be like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then he's just like a front man, so to speak. People believe in that type of thing.
I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of big first world countries have made chess moves like this before. I think Trump is more aggressive in his approach. We know 10, 20, 30, 50 years ago, we've seen a country get colonized, right? It was frowned upon, of course. But now we're finding neo-colonialism, where people are still colonizing countries, but in a different way. Yes, we just seen Trump doing it in a very aggressive manner, where he's actually taking the president.
He's literally doing an old school move.
But he's doing an old school move, and you know what? Why is the UN or any of the other nations not coming out very strongly? Because they understand that this is a neo-colonialism move, where we're just trying to get advantage over our competitors. That's it. He's trying to get people to pay him. He wants countries to come to him for oil. He wants to be the number one.
But they don't look the oil thingy of Venezuela. They have crude, right? So crude is one of the richest type of oils that you get, right? Because you get different categories of oil. So I saw something on TikTok where like a few years ago that the United States was in a predicament with their finances, right? So they went to the Saudis. They came to the Saudis and they told the Saudis, look, we will give you military support, give us oil. They buy the oil in USD, but then they take their money from the USD and buy bonds so that the money can go back into the country, so it's as a loop like that.
Yes.
So that's why, and then they also made a deal that they need to sell oil in USD across the world. So that is why US became now this big powerhouse, because everything in the global economy is now bought in USD.
Yeah.
So because this now happened now with Venezuela and of the BRICS thing, the tensions is not anymore, or the relationship is not anymore the same between Saudi and the US, because Saudi has its own money now. You don't really need military stuff. So when that happened, Saudi is silently pulling the money back. So they doing not nuclear war, but financial nuclear war, where they're silently taking the money out of the United States.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
Now he's looking for an scapegoat, because what's in Greenland also? As well. So he's backing himself because he knows Russia.
They're all gonna pull out.
No, Russia and BRICS have their own oil. They have Iran's oil, petrol is 1 rand a liter. Yeah, we're paying 20 rand.
Yeah.
So, the bottom line is, again, this is my opinion, America is a fucking bully.
He's a bully. But I heard.
They're killing people.
And also when they retract from these different organizations, that's also scary. Do you see this stuff? There must be lots of organizations across, like the United. What's that people that keep the peace in the world?
That's UN, and then
Are they not?
the
They're
NATO.
not part of the NATO.
They part of NATO.
Who now?
The United States, Britain, France, and I think Germany and a few European countries, they are part of NATO. So NATO was now. You remember NATO was the people that stopped or trying to stop Russia from Ukraine. You know. So that's now their thingy where South Africa, or not South Africa, then there's a BRICS nation, which is now the other side of it.
Sorry,
So,
Nicole, there's 32 members,
That's
countries in NATO.
That's why I don't feel like anybody can say anything because we just watched 2 years ago Russia
Africa
pulling the
also
same
one way.
move with Ukraine.
No.
Not the same move, but they also tried to take Ukraine because they said it's part of the Soviet Union, blah blah blah, they went to war. Okay, Ukraine tried to stand up for itself. Venezuela can't do that for itself. But
NATO-
the world watched Russia pull a move, and America was the only one supporting. You know what I mean?
but you know,
in the own
but you know why? Russia, Ukraine has gas lines.
Yeah.
So that is why NATO went there, because even the best resources in the world now is natural resources, it's not money. It's natural resources and time. That is the highest commodity in the world. So if everybody's against Russia, look what they did is wrong, killing a lot of people. But why? What happened before Afghanistan? No one stopped America. Iraq, no one stopped America. So now why? In Libya, no one stopped America. All of a sudden Russia do it. I'm not condemning what they're doing. Now that's like, yeah, that's verkeerd. Moenie hy doen nie. Ons kyk nou teen op jou.
You know why? The media thing. So
Right.
I think America, they have a good way of swaying the media. So they know they have all the TVs unlocked, they have everything unlocked. So they can easily paint a picture to us that Russia is completely wrong. And they can also paint a picture that what they're doing now with Venezuela
But that is
is right.
But that is crazy enough for a big time that was like America was the country we all, like we were talking about this morning.
White picket fence house.
The dream. But over the last few years, maybe through social media or the movement that's happening, we don't even trust NBC, ABC, BBC, because literally you could be a bra in Palestine, in Venezuela, and you can make a video and talk about what's happening. There's nothing that the American media can do. For a long time, they painted the Muslim people as terrorists. The World Trade Center, the Osama bin Laden and stuff. Like 90% of the people don't even believe that it's true anymore. And it's like so much reports has come out since then. So I think yes, America does control the media, but not like they used to.
What they used to, but still, I would
Even
say
the Gaddafi,
60%.
you know, that Gaddafi.
Yeah, he was going to start his own currency.
Pan-Africanism.
Right.
They made it look so bad.
Yeah, they took it
That's
out.
Libya mos.
Yeah,
we're
because
gonna
it
start our
was
own
all about
currency.
Africa.
Yeah, we was gonna start,
Africans.
we're gonna start our own currency in
A
Africa.
world
Our own
bank,
coin.
an African bank.
Yeah. And then they took him out and they painted him as this person, you know?
Yeah,
And
most
it's
of
like,
it, yeah. I think with America, it's like the minute people wants to move away from their money, they almost like they lose their mind.
They lose their
but I feel like just in general, America is not what, like at least growing up what we thought it to be. Or they're losing that. Hollywood is not appealing anymore.
They lost a bit of their aura, as people would say.
Yeah,
They lost a bit
we
of
don't,
their aura,
we,
you
don't,
know?
we don't care about the Oscars, we don't care about the Grammys, we don't care about the
The
Emmys,
curtain has been pulled.
we don't care about that. You don't value a movie star or an artist besides you, like to think right, but we care more about
He's
TikTok.
not even American. He's
Yeah,
Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah, the
You know what? You said something about social media. You bring up social media a lot. I think social media, and I see the TikTok man. America was trying to get TikTok out of their country, and I think it's because TikTok and that is pulling the curtains.
Yeah.
No, they created a social media
But
platform to
he's-
think it's going to benefit them.
Mm.
Whoops, reverse Uno card, and now exposing.
Currently now, TikTok is a Chinese app, no?
Yes.
So, in the Chinese app, because you know the government is very, with the Chinese, they're very involved with the apps and what they can Google and research. They like control that. So if you're in China and you go on the app, as science, as economics, as doctor stuff, as everything to do that to educate you. So even now they passed a law, you are not allowed to comment or have a conversation of anything if you don't have a degree. So I can't be a normal podcaster in China and talk about health, but I didn't study it. They will fine you. But the point is, while they're getting smarter, what are you doing? The rest of the world. You're dancing to songs, you're following trends.
Hier gaat ons weer Durban toe, want
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But using it the right way, yes.
But now with TikTok, before it used to be trends, now it's an information-based source.
Yeah, but it's also a reverse Uno card, because for me, I feel like you look at America and talking about their media, they thought, okay, this is going to be a good way for us to continue to paint pictures we want to paint, right?
Mm.
But now with TikTok and this, you're getting everybody on there telling the truth. You're getting different countries exposing things. You're getting all these things happening. Now we don't have control anymore. We can go into the biggest news station and tell people this story. We can have someone at that scene record and tell us, but yeah, this is what's happening. And then now all of a sudden your news credibility loses a bit here, but it's not.
Of course.
Like, you know, we have a Sky Sports, and Sky Sports says, oh, Mo Salah is going to Liverpool. But then you see Mo Salah going into the, he's going to Real Madrid. And yeah, Mo Salah goes on to the thing and says, I'm going nowhere. Then Sky Sports loses a little bit of the order, because now you're this person. Back in the day, Mo Salah probably couldn't have said that. He didn't have the platform to say that. You know what I mean?
So there's benefits and there's negatives.
There's benefits and there's negatives.
There's always a trade-off for anything in life. I feel there's always a trade-off, isn't it? So yeah.
So I think it's just becoming one of those things, like coming back to America. I just feel like they're now getting to a point where the dollar itself is being threatened. And you get BRICS and all these people coming together for one goal. And their goal is, we need to start taking away power from this dollar, because this dollar is going to hit us in our pockets every single time. The more this dollar gets more and more stronger, our currency loses more and more. And which means when it comes to buying stuff and whatever, trading, they're hitting us the whole time with tax.
Europe is already a sector.
Yeah, and now people, we suffer. Coming back to everyday struggles, if we're going to have to pay more tax to America to get foods and everything, who's going to end up paying more? The bread, the petrol, everything goes up because, you know what I mean? So if we can start having maybe a currency within our own BRICS, and like you said, you can pay 1 rand a liter or 10 rand a liter, that's going to work for our people. You know what I mean? And not for America's people.
But the world is changing.
But do you think they will be that World War III?
Yeah,
World War III cannot happen.
But it will happen. I think it will.
No, it will not happen.
It will not happen.
Why?
World War III is for me somewhat like saying the world's going to end. It will not happen.
Why?
Why is it why are you comparing World
No,
War III?
no,
because
because there's always a talk about
was 2 world wars.
like it's always that.
No, but they're not linked, man. World War III and the World Cup.
No,
I
but
disagree.
the conversation, man.
No.
I'll tell you how it's linked.
There was the 2 wars before it was all ended.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me explain to you.
And normally when it happens, you know, it kind of pushes the world in a new direction.
Now,
Back to those-
let me ask you a question, right? You said 32 years ago there was a war, right? What war was it 32 years ago?
32 years ago.
No.
You said 32 years.
No.
You said there was World War I and there was World War II.
Okay, so World War I and World War II, did they have any nuclear weapons?
No.
Facts. Done. Every
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
who? World
They
War
did.
II.
I am
The Nazis.
World War II. Nazis didn't have a nuclear weapon.
No, maybe
The
it's
nuclear
in the
weapons started
border.
Oppenheimer.
Japan.
No, that is Hiroshima and Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That was the first. And there was a Manhattan Project that the United States started.
Now,
Oppenheimer.
But they keep Pearl Harbor was part of World War
But
II.
Pearl Harbor
Yeah.
was not a nuclear
1940 something.
When they
war.
attacked the whole
That's
island.
what I'm saying. It wasn't a nuclear war.
Yeah.
America was the only country at that time
Once again,
that had
a bully.
a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Now, 90% of the world
Except us.
had, you don't know, has nuclear weapons.
We don't have a functioning
Yeah,
army.
but, okay, yeah, I hear what
2
you're saying.
jets.
Maybe
Was
Hey,
it
but
armed
okay,
but
for
the thing
it
is-
as I was?
we also have to. I hear what you guys are saying. Like, obviously, everyone has the ability to demolish. I mean, the Chinese president spoke that they have a hydro bomb. 20 minutes and it can take out any country in 20 minutes. Like that. No other country have a hydro bomb. You see, I would like to ask which country that you know have a
The
hydro
fact
bomb.
that COVID came
Yes,
about, I
yes,
was
right.
really scared.
But my point is, it doesn't mean
COVID already proved
it doesn't mean that it can't happen. I think we also can't be naive.
No.
There's a hope that we don't want it to happen, but every little country, like at one point North Korea and China was having their thing. China has
North and South actually.
China and Taiwan. They have everything going on. Every little, there's so much little things
But
happening around the
also,
world.
what's our understanding of a World War III? To understand there's many ways you can create a war.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a war through guns.
But a
and
World War
bombs.
III,
But
are you
not-
talking about the World War III mean way? The whole world is at shot.
Yeah, but that has been.
So it's going to be a BRICS versus NATO.
Probably.
Something like that.
And the Middle East.
I think for our, since we were young, we were always saying the Third World War will be
About
religion. The ocean is going to be a
water.
religion war, and that will be the end of the world.
I think that water also.
Water.
Baptizing people.
I also heard water. I heard
Mense
the
gaan loop claim op water.
water.
That will be the real World War.
That will be the real World War.
If there's no water, which is crazy because 90% is water
70%.
or 70%.
Yeah.
I think with
It's increasing.
World War III, now, it won't make, to this guy, it must make sense to have a woman. That's how I feel. Everything's about money.
But Trump wants it. You can
It
say
needs
No,
to make,
man.
and remember also, no, if you're gonna pull a world war, and you are initially seen as wrong for it, and you are wrong.
You're the
So-
bad guy.
So much people can pull out of your country.
Sure.
Where you can actually put your country at a disadvantage just for trying to create a war, like a violent war. Man. You can have a justified way of defending your country. That's what China said in your statement. We will never be the first one to shoot. But you'll give you the second shot. Meaning, we're not going to put ourselves in a position
Of course,
where
yeah.
we're wrong, where you can turn around and say China is the villain. Because they tried to pull it on with COVID.
Yeah, of
They
course.
try to pull, and what's going to happen is, no one's going to want to go to China because COVID. No one's going to want to work with Chinese products because of COVID. It can
I heard
easily,
you say.
it can easily make you a villain.
That's what
And
COVID
economically, we can put you at a disadvantage because now we're all going to pull up. So it's going to be you have to be very strategic.
Yeah.
If you're going to just say tomorrow, I'm going to go bomb another country. You know what that
Of
But
means?
you
course,
also need to
because
see
it's
how.
all, but it's only a justification, you understand? And that's the picture you paint. Like, Trump taking over Venezuela.
You can justify it.
It is a justification. So you can also justify a war.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, but I'm saying for someone to pull it for
Of
a real
course.
war,
Pull the
means,
trigger.
Yeah.
for a real war, you say tomorrow we're gonna go bomb Cape Town.
And look, I mean,
Sure.
if there is a war,
I don't want to say that.
it will literally be the end.
It's gonna be,
Yeah.
and all of them know we're gonna be killing human. They're all threatening with my nuclear, but they all know this whole nuclear thing you're playing with something that can basically deteriorate humankind. You're talking about you can blow out nations,
Countries.
and you can literally bring the world to a standstill,
Because-
and you can crash the economy. And I think getting back to what World War III is about, the economy crashing.
That's time in the China.
That is the number one way of. We can bomb everybody.
I think it's
but if
more
the economy.
resources, man. That's what they're fighting for. Or not fighting for. That's what
Yeah,
they
Yeah, but
it's
you have to
resources.
try to do all of this, no? They will also have this thing that no one talk, like I feel like in South Africa we don't take it serious, which is AI. Which is like, no, that's it. Nah, AI is,
I am like an assistant manager, man. I feel like AI is.
no, bruh.
I
Bro,
don't think we had
that's what I'm saying.
developed it in South Africa with
Yeah,
AI
exactly.
technology.
And that attitude that you have now, that attitude that you have, as like an assistant manager, as there, but it's not there. Is a lot of people's attitude in South Africa. But literally, like if you watch first world country, AI is
It's
like,
a tool.
no, but it's taking over jobs,
Yes,
taking
but-
over
but
this.
it's a
You know what I
tool.
mean?
It's
I
a job,
think the
but
Chinese at the hotel is a receptionist.
No, that
That's
is,
a robot.
yeah, but it's a
years
tool,
ago.
you know. Like
Now-
social media is a tool.
No, of course.
It's a tool. AI is gonna become a tool for people in
Yeah.
business.
Yes, but my point is, AI is moving in the direction where it will change the way we also love. It will make jobs scarce. It will change the way we go about the day. You know what I mean?
So learn a trade.
So,
No, but the government still has an but remember,
Exactly.
guys, the government still has a responsibility to look after its people.
Of
So
course.
we can all be scared of AI. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a job. But the government still needs to make sure that there's a healthy economy. We all can't be sitting at home
Yeah.
and AI working because who's gonna go buy clothes? Who's gonna go buy food? Who's gonna keep the
But
economy
Joshua-
running? AI can't do
But
that.
Joshua, what I'm trying to, what I think the team is trying to get at is, it won't happen now. It will happen probably in the next 30 to 40, 50
Yes,
years.
but
Like
where's
we
the
were
economy
talking.
gonna go?
Yes, listen quick, man. So my apologies. So they won't have any cashiers at the till anymore. Their jobs is gone because everything is done AI. They won't have any. So your retail shops is empty.
I get that.
There will just probably be someone to pack, someone to.
So how does that help the economy?
no, but
It doesn't.
Joshua, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that AI is coming. What I'm saying is we need to learn the skill of AI. And how it's a tool. But have you spent 10, 20 minutes, half an hour to find out AI can
I
help
don't
you?
have to if I don't need to.
No, yeah, okay, that's true. I don't need to drive if I don't need to. But you know what? Tomorrow is tsunami. Come over here, Lobby Museumburg, and I need to get in the car and I need to
You
drive
know,
over.
tsunami is not gonna. A cause not gonna say you tsunami.
Now I'm
Well,
giving
it's
an
making
example, whatever the case may be. The prepared mind is the ready mind. You know what I mean? Opportunity looks like preparation. That's what opportunity looks like.
No, yeah, you.
You know, you just
It's a tool.
You don't wake up one and just put on the head and do that guy. It's preparation. And
So do
that's
you believe we all need to be more invested in AI?
That's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, is like if you look at the topic, like my mom talks about every day about the boss who's into AI. From emails to the way they do things.
Copilot.
When I was at the convention last year, literally the CEO is like, they throw data into an AI system. My friend Ambrose Beyonce, Chelsea, she came back she was an American company, she came back from like a convention in Luo, and she said, she came back and she's like, I need to really up my game with AI, oh, I'm going to be left behind. You know what I mean? And that is like,
but they will integrate it into our daily lives, us even having to go and search for it.
But
When I'm at work already, I already have an AI tool.
what I'm saying is,
No,
of course, even on your phone, you
It's-
type a
it's-
message,
it's
you go
there,
to
it's
Meta
there.
AI, and they will rephrase it.
You know what? AI, WhatsApp. I spoke to AI one day.
Yes, you
I
can.
said, yo, AI, I'm stressed. Please tell what you're stressed about. Like,
Yeah.
AI can be your, like, a brown
So
chat.
psychology is gone then.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
no, but you still want sometimes
No,
that human touch.
but what I'm saying is then,
Okay, you
job creation
Yeah.
is gone then.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
everyday struggles, this is what we had. If you're not by the means of studying AI, get you a trade. A fucking trade. Drive. You're always gonna need transport. Yes, there's transport, there's AI, but for driving,
Tiling.
but tiling. Someone needs to put tires on the car. Someone
Yeah,
needs to
that's
do
what you-
mechanical work. There must be electrician. There must be a
You say
plumber.
that there must be those things, but you know that machines can eventually start doing all of that.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I hear you now, but the machine is not gonna go and dig a trench.
Why not? Why
There's
can't
no
they create a
operator.
tool to do
You know what
things?
I'm,
No, there's an operator.
Yes,
guys,
but you can get a machine.
Guys,
AI, you can
you know,
program an AI.
But not trade is
You
driving. Or
can
to
get an
operate.
AI, you get cars that you don't even have to drive. You can sit in the car
Yeah, but-
and the car
But
drives
sure,
itself.
but what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying now, but what I'm saying, the way that we're going, if you don't have other means to go study, what is this, binary code or coding to do AI, get you a trade so that you can do it.
By yourself, yeah.
do you know what the thing is, man? I think just to bring it back is what Nicholas is saying, Joshua, is I'm basing AI on the videos I've seen. I follow a lot of podcasts, and if the leading man of Google or the leading guy of AI comes forward and say, guys, in the next 2 years, people are not taking AI serious. There was a video recently where, this is crazy, you know? There was this video where they were in the boardroom and they were discussing that they're gonna upgrade this AI operating system. This AI machine picked up that it was gonna get extinguished, like they were gonna get rid of it, they were gonna get an improvement, so to speak. This AI started to blackmail the CEO and top management in the company through emails, through WhatsApp. Oh, you're having an affair, you're having that. So like literally blackmailing the people. So remember, AI, it's a tool, but it's self-learning, it's improving, it's like a human, it's taking up, so to speak, a conscience of its own. So when I say that, I'm not just saying that because I see AI on my phone, is when the top guy of Google or top companies telling you, guys, AI is coming for us and you need to get ready. What Nicholas is saying is learn the trade, because if you Google right now, they will tell you exactly the same thing. Get the skill, get the trade, because those might be the only jobs that is safe for you in the future.
I don't believe that.
Now I'm saying, that
In the
is,
future, like in
that
the
is
next
for,
100 to 50
again,
years.
this is,
Still
again,
don't
Josh,
believe it.
you might not believe it, like you might not believe World War III is coming, you know what I mean? That's okay. If you're okay with that, that's okay. But the point is, what I'm saying is, these things are coming. The daughter, do yourself a favor, maybe when you get home, and just spend half a day and just see what people are saying about it.
That's why PlayStation 6
I
is
hear
being
when people are
stopped.
saying,
You know what I
not everybody's saying things, I hear
Why?
that. I get it.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I mean, I said that's why PlayStation and Xbox next gen consoles is stopped. They stop trying to stop making it now because the technology they want to integrate, which is AI, is not there yet
For that.
for that.
And
I
by
just
the way,
think-
60% of the videos you watch on Instagram and TikTok now
With AI.
is AI generated. If you're gonna have to pick up already that they like literally had a video and a clip of Kobe Bryant speaking. The first 10 seconds is Kobe Bryant. Then the other minute and a half is AI speaking. And if you're not aware, it's like, yo, Kobe, you're gonna say in the conversation and say Kobe Bryant say blue is better than red ABC. But that is AI generated. The first 10 seconds, because AI, they can literally use your voice to start a war. There was an AI picture of the Pope wearing night clothing. And people are like, wow, the Pope looked pumped out. The Pope has never worn night clothing. but people believe it. You can start wars, you can do false advertising. You understand? Tomorrow, if they make an AI video of Marcus Rashford saying, "No, I use this product as what makes me fit." There's 10-year-old, 11-year-old guys, little boys that idolize this bruh. That will then follow that recipe because that is your brand. No, that is why people get paid advertising because of your brand. But that is the danger of AI, and so we need to be aware of it. Whether you think it's going to take over our lives, it's already there, already as we speak.
Integrated in our life.
Every second video there's AI, and that is crazy. Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. So, yeah, the Everyday Podcast, aka the EDS Podcast. Yeah.
The Everyday Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In the
It was a podcast called Everyday Struggle.
He's a.
Yeah.
But we
But
everyday
it was a rapper, it was a rap thing with Joe Biden and then
Okay.
Everyday Struggle podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a podcast.
But it's fine.
Sure, why don't we do with us then? Everyday Struggle CPT.
No, you can still Everyday
Yeah,
Struggle. It no longer exists.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The EDS Podcast.
Yeah, it's no one of the
Yeah.
EDS podcasts.
Okay.
Other than that, guys, thank you for tuning in. That is the Everyday Podcast. D, Nico, Tino, and Damien. You can find us on this YouTube page.
Oh, yeah.
And I think eventually, or not eventually, I'll get started on Instagram, Instagram page,
Of course,
TikTok.
of course.
We will have like 30-second reels, 1-minute reels. I do the editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, if there is anything, obviously, the viewers want us to discuss as well.
of course. We can
Or
discuss
agree.
football if you want. We can
Of
discuss
Just comment.
food.
Just
We
comment.
can discuss alcohol. We can discuss lifestyle. We do a little bit of everything over here.
And we will have guests coming in.
And we
Even
might
this-
have somebody
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
We'll let you know now, but we have someone special
Maybe,
coming on.
yeah, yeah.
Just stay tuned.
Yeah, there's the gym guy. I don't gym. Only muscles I
You can
get
speak
is-
gym, you can speak not gymming,
Yeah.
and the struggles of not
Yeah, and
gymming.
maybe it would be nice to also have like a woman on, a woman perception.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. We have a special guest coming on, guys. We'll be sharing as much
Patricia
knowledge as
Jello.
we can.
I'm joking, I'm joking.
Now, seriously, we're gonna get on people that can provide you guys with more stuff. I know people, matriculating and stuff, looking for work, whatever. Here's a teacher. We can get the electrician come on the show and give you guys insight on how you can get that started.
Oh, yeah, that's
There's
great.
a lot of people we can get on the show that can add value. We're not gonna bring anybody here just to talk nonsense. If
Yeah.
we're gonna bring on someone, it's not gonna be your celebrity crush. It's not gonna be your most famous person, but someone that can add value and add
Yeah.
something to your lives.
Thanks.
So let us know what you guys want us to bring up, or who
Yeah.
we can bring up, and we can help you.
And maybe like the stuff we struggle with every day, man.
Yeah,
Whether
people
it's
that
like,
need help.
if it's like how to fucking work with your money, whether it's like how to make a quick meal, how it is, like I get a lot of messages all the time for some or other reason, like how do I lose weight? And it's like, oh, okay, just don't eat after 7 o'clock. Like that's the first thing I will always tell someone, just an example, and it's like, oh, what's the best way to fry chicken? It's like,
What's the quickest way to get drunk?
yeah,
Shot.
Awesome.
yeah, you know,
So there's different things you can do. But guys,
But don't forget this.
don't
please.
forget to like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's it. I never thought I would say that, but like, always.
That is fun.
Like, man. Fuck, man. Like,
Oh,
like, so much.
Oh wait, that's it. Stop. Thank you.